gambling and hookers and everything else and drinking, those Irish scum, while meanwhile it was all being stuck in their neighborhood. It's the same story over and over and over again. And it isn't even about what color you are or religion. In every country, they'll have some subgroup that they park all the crime in, and then they blame that group. You go back to Rome 2,000 years ago, they would stick the vice and the corruption in the neighborhoods of the minority groups, the Greeks or the Gauls or the North Africans. They all had their own neighborhoods, and they would stick it in that neighborhood. That's what you do. And so we're going to explore the social engineering because it's done on so many levels. And if you ever start thinking about what is the social engineering, and you ever start wanting to understand it, it's not work to learn. They make textbooks in school boring. They don't put really interesting stuff in there because you might get addicted to knowledge, and then it just opens up and you learn how the world works. And even if you're a sociopath or a psychopath, this knowledge of how the world works can make you incredibly successful. Going to college, give me a break. That's just to meet people and maybe get a job at a company because you date the right person or you're in the right fraternity. 9 times out of 10, college is worthless unless it's engineering or law or something. All the liberal arts, there is no jobs for that in the future. I'm not attacking you. It's a scam. We told you 20 years ago it was a scam. Now it's an admitted scam. They charge you more than you'll ever make. And it's a way for you just to keep being a kid till you're 25, 30 and not go out and actually see what's going on in the world. Social engineering. India mass sterilization. Women were forced into camps, say relatives. Brother-in-law, one of the victims, says women were herded like cattle after 12 die and scores injured following botched operations. Yeah, they're actually cutting their uteruses out. You know, it came out a few years ago that in California and other states, they were still sterilizing women secretly. There's a free government-run camp, but it comes and rounds you up. This is a whitewash in The Guardian. Here's another one, 24 reasons. Look at this, India. Mass sterilization. Women were forced into camps, say relatives. Depopulation vaccine in Kenya and beyond. Kenya's Catholic bishops are charging 2 United Nations organizations with sterilizing millions of girls. We have all the documents where they do it. And women. Kenya's Catholic bishops are charging 2 United Nations organizations with sterilizing millions of girls and women under cover of anti-tetanus inoculation program sponsored by the Kenyan government. It was given to 2.3 million girls, and now they're sterilized. Well, yeah, the UN got caught adding a hormone to it to create an autoimmune response to that hormone, thus causing spontaneous miscarriages at the start of the 2nd trimester. The article goes through the documents, newscast, the UN basically admitting it. So just thought you might want to go read those stories. They're up on Infowars.com. You just heard Leanne's report on that. Is the UN using vaccines to secretly sterilize women all over the world? I don't know. Do bears go to the bathroom in the woods? Michael Schneider's got an article on that, breaking it down. And let's move on to why they want us stupid. People are going to be in for a shock. Penalty for uninsured not signing up for Obamacare to more than triple now that the midterm elections are over. CBS News from InsuranceQuotes.com, senior analyst. You think it doubling was bad? How about quadruple? You thought a 500% increase was too much? Well, second video emerges of Obamacare architect calling Americans stupid. Gruber paid $400,000 by administration, visited White House a dozen times. Despite telling MSNBC that his comments were off the cuff, a second video has emerged of Obamacare architect Jonathan Gruber saying the laws were passed because Americans were too stupid to understand it. Yeah, he said, we kept it untransparent, and that of them being stupid, we got it through. And that's why a lack of transparency is key. During an appearance on the Ronan Farrow Daily, Gruber tried to explain away the initial comments by claiming he was speaking off the cuff when he said that a lack of transparency was crucial in fooling stupid Americans during the effort to pass Obamacare. That's right. And you'll just sit there and lecture everyone, Gruber, that it isn't increasing, right? Even though it is. Your bill comes in, it's bigger, but it isn't bigger, because you said so and you control reality. Let's go to his first quote that they tried to censor, and then we have the new one to his students.
It's just, you can't do it politically. You just literally cannot do it. Okay? Transparent financing, and let's have transparent financing, also transparent spending. I mean, this bill was written in a tortured way to make sure CBO did not score the mandate as taxes. If CBO scored the mandate as taxes, the bill dies. Okay, so it's written to do that. In terms of risk-rated subsidies, if you had a law which said healthy people are going to pay in, it made explicit that healthy people pay in and sick people get money, it would not have passed. Okay, just like lack of transparency is a huge political advantage. And basically,
we're gonna skip this break.
Call for stupidity of the American voter or whatever. But basically, that was really, really critical to getting the thing to pass. And, it's the second best argument. Look, I wish Mark was right.
Now, let's go to his newest clip to his students, and then we also have him on MSNBC. But here is Gruber, yet again, saying the same thing.
Pretty much the same thing, but why does it matter? Is that you'll see. And they were both in that passed. These American voters are too stupid to understand the difference. These American voters are too stupid to understand the difference.
And see, they're teaching the college students all over America that you lie, you deceive, you're a ruling class that feeds on them, when they're all there paying 9 times out of 10 for a $300,000 degree with interest that'll be $600,000 that you'll not get a job with, and that you've been chumped. But then they walk out going, oh, I'm so smart. I don't know anyone out there more arrogant than professors I know. There's some good professors. I don't want to overgeneralize, but let's say 70% are on unbelievable power trips and are so arrogant, it'll just blow your mind. Because they're egomaniac narcissists that just have people groveling all day to go in and hear them walk around and talk about, yeah, we keep things secret and twist it when we rip them off and massively increase their prices because they're so stupid. Because that's all they've got. They relish this. And then I've got Bill Gates saying, yeah, we've got death panels, but we don't want to call it that. And yeah, we want to reduce the population down to 0. Here's the equation. And then the TED TV crowd laughs. Because, see, they're in on the club. You get behind closed doors, almost any medical doctor or any scientist or any professor, I mean, most of them, and you say, there are too many people. We need to go ahead and forcibly reduce. And they're like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Let's not think of ways to fix it. Let's not think of ways to make it better. No. Did you read the Royal Commission on Population, 1949, commissioned by His Royal Highness Elizabeth II's father? Did you read the 200-page report? I did. I saw it in a footnote in a LaRouche publication, and then I went to the UT library and actually dug it out. That was back before the internet was big and powerful, like in 1996. And I read the whole report. I covered it on television. Got to dig that tape up. It's documents in one of these storage facilities. I got a copy of it off the microfiche. And they said right there, we could fix what we call overpopulation. Let's just say it's real for the matter of a debate. But that would then give decentralization power of industrialization and technological development that we can't control. We ought to be on space bases by now if we give it to all these countries. So we need to just go in with the UN taxation, IMF, World Bank development type funds, they didn't call it that, global Marshall plans to control everything. And go ahead and let the population bloom, keep it third world, and then mitigate it later once that crisis has grown. And once you understand the dark math, the logic of these Satanists, it makes perfect sense. Again, they always create the crisis they're worried about, that they're trying to get you to then ideologically travel in the Peace Corps when you're in college to India and see dead bodies on the streets and fleas everywhere and rats everywhere and huge piles of feces just everywhere, and huge throngs of people and women being raped all over the place. And I mean, India is a living hell. A living hell in the major cities. It's beautiful in many areas, has a lot of interesting culture, but they've got 1,100,000,000 people. Let's see if my memory's right. I think it's 1,100,000,000 now. China's 1.3 billion. Let's look up the current population of India. It's like half the size of China. And it is a crisis. Oh, it's bigger than I thought. It's 1.252 billion. So it's a billion and almost the population of the U.S. added on. So you say, well, the UN then is doing what they have to. But once you set the precedent to have the UN and all these health agencies in on secret projects that even go public, in the 90s, they admitted, yeah, we're sterilizing women with a tetanus shot. They're doing it to everybody. See, I have empathy for these Indians, not just because I know at an intellectual level it's going to come back on me, that what can be done to them is going to happen to me. My default already knows that, so I have empathy for them. Does it mean that I want to bring in 50 million of them as a strategic group to work for half of what I'll work for, to make me a debt slave too? No, 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 no. I love them as humans, but they are a weapon being fired at our country. See the difference? Just like I don't want to sterilize the Mexican women with the Gardasil shot that is sterilizing many of them, reducing fertility. It's a soft kill. On record, look it up, HPV. Mandated by law in Mexico. You'll never hear Mecha or La Raza, the Hispanic Ku Klux Klan groups, saying don't sterilize our girls. Because they're there. Why do you think Fortune 500 funds them? To make it a racial group that never learns English, the world language, that can be kept in barrios under their El Jefe control. To make the U.S. just like a failed state like Mexico. I'd like to see Mexico filthy rich with huge glistening buildings, and it's just a jewel of a country. I'd love to see their people wealthy. I want to be like that. I want everybody to succeed. Yeah, there's the headline, South China Morning Post. Hundreds of girls in Colombian towns sick after taking Gardasil vaccine. Yeah, it isn't hundreds, folks. That's a psyop where they always give you the low number. It's okay. You take the shot and then you have such a bad autoimmune response inside your body that blood pours out of you. But you're not going to have to worry about babies, sweetheart. But you're not going to hear the race talking about that because they were founded by the Ford Foundation to destroy Hispanics' future. Just like the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, all these groups at the top are social engineers there to sell everyone out, period. And the minute you start realizing that we're all in this together is the minute we can turn this planet around. Industrialize these countries, reduce population, or create clean technologies. But they bring in all these fake clean technologies that are just boondoggles meant to make sure the rest of the planet doesn't get the real technology. So frustrating. I'm so angry about it. We're going to go to break, come back with some more news, and Free Ricky Ross is going to be joining us. White House says Obama is looking forward to executive action on immigration, North American Union, end of sovereignty, free welfare for the illegals, bankrupt the country. That's the plan. Boehner says Republicans blast job-crushing emissions deal with China. Oh, yeah, Obama doesn't care. He's going ahead with the carbon taxes on you and your family. Enjoy. Don't forget, InfoWarsLife.com, the incredible X2, discounted 10% off in the Biodefense Combo Pack with Lung Cleanse. Don't forget, we got more of the Oxy powder in, incredible for your gut, getting you healthy. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. And all the Pro Gun Molon Labe t-shirts at InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.